Floyd family attorney worries U.S. could repeat history after removing Confederate monuments. To view the full article, click the first link in the description below. The attorney for George Floyd's family says he's not so sure that rushing to remove Confederate monuments is the right thing to do. Ben Crump urged Americans to step back and take a broad view of the underlying issues. "I think we have to figure out how to honor people who have done things that are beneficial to society, and if they did things that were not beneficial to society, that we can examine in the lens of having a broad view of what we believe as Americans represents the best attributes of our national identity, then weshould look at that," Crump told Fox News host Neil Cavutoon Saturday. "Whether it should be a situation where, if we keep statues up like that, we tell the history of that individual so people will know the whole story," headed. "Notsure pulling the statues down is right thing if we now don't get the lessons to understand how we can learn from thosethings, so we don't repeat those mistakes of the past. You know, they say history, if not studied, we will often repeat it." Former Defense Secretary Gates calls for renaming military bases, moving Confederate statues to MuseumsCrump, whose office is in Houston, represents several black families who have lost loved ones at the hands of white police officers. Floyd was killed on Memorial Day when a white officer kept pressing his knee on the back of Floyd's neck despite his pleas that he couldn't breathe. The officer, Derek Chauvin, has been charged with second-degree murder. Across the U.S., protesters have vandalized and destroyed Confederate monuments, as well as figures of others with no ties to the Confederacy, such as George Washington. The night before Crump's comments, protesters toppled a statue of senior Confederate officer Albert Pike in Washington, D.C. His remarks touched on widespread concerns that removing objectionable material from the public square could effectively leave Americans unprepared to fight future. To view the full article, click the first link in the description below.